For years, the narrative was simple. China makes cheap cars. China copies designs. China cannot compete at the top. Western journalists laughed. Industry analysts dismissed it. American car buyers never looked twice. And for a while, they had a point. Early Chinese electric vehicles were rough around the edges. The build quality was inconsistent. The technology was borrowed. The ambition was there, but the execution was not. So the world moved on. Europe kept buying German. America kept debating whether electric vehicles were even worth the trouble. And the mainstream automotive press kept filing Chinese brands under interesting experiment and moving on to the next story. But here is what nobody in the West bothered to track. While they were busy writing those dismissive headlines, while they were busy laughing at Chinese automakers on television and ignoring them at motor shows, something was quietly happening inside China that would change everything. 3 of the most powerful companies in the country sat down together and made a decision. They were done competing in the cheap lane. They were done being the punchline. They were going all in on luxury, all in on performance, and all in on technology that the rest of the world had not even started thinking about yet. And what came out of that decision is sitting right in front of you. This is the Avatr 12. And if you still believe that China cannot build a real luxury electric vehicle, the next few minutes are going to be very uncomfortable for you. Before we talk about what this car does, you need to understand who built it, because the Avatr 12 is not the product of one company working alone. It is the product of a deliberate, calculated alliance between 3 giants who each brought something to the table that the others simply could not provide on their own. The first is Changan Automobile. This is not a startup. This is not a garage operation chasing investment money. Changan has been building vehicles for over 160 years and is one of China's largest state-backed automakers with manufacturing scale, engineering depth, and a production discipline that most Western brands would envy. Changan provides the foundation, the platform architecture, the hardware backbone, the manufacturing precision that everything else is built upon. The second partner is CATL. If you follow the electric vehicle industry at all, you know this name. CATL is the world's largest battery manufacturer. Not the largest in Asia, not the largest in the region, the largest on the entire planet. Volkswagen depends on them. BMW depends on them. Mercedes depends on them. The companies that are supposed to be competing against this car are buying their cells from the same company that built the most advanced battery pack it has ever produced, specifically for the Avatr 12. That is not a coincidence. That is a statement. And then there is Huawei, a company that the United States government has spent years trying to isolate, sanction, and remove from the global technology supply chain. A company that responded to every restriction by investing harder, engineering faster, and quietly building capabilities that nobody gave them credit for until it was far too late. Huawei is responsible for everything that makes the Avatr 12 intelligent. The operating system, the autonomous driving platform, the sensor architecture, the cockpit experience, all Huawei. All built in spite of everything that was supposed to stop them. When Changan, CATL, and Huawei combine their resources toward a single objective, what emerges is not a car you laugh at, it is a car you study. And right now, behind closed doors in Munich and Stuttgart, serious people are studying it very seriously. Let us start with what you see first, because the Avatr 12 carries a design story. The automotive world is genuinely not used to hearing from a Chinese manufacturer. The chief designer is Nader Faghizadeh, a German designer with deep European credentials, running Avatr's studio in Munich. Not in Chongqing, in Munich. The creative direction came from the world of high fashion, specifically from Kim Jones, the artistic director at Dior and Fendi. What you are looking at is a car conceived by a German designer, inspired by French haute couture and manufactured in China. That combination produces something the market was not prepared for. The body is a fastback Grand Tourer, low, sculpted, and long, with a coupe-like roofline that flows into the rear almost without interruption. The E-shape LED headlights are the car's signature, recognizable at a distance, day or night. The doors are frameless with flush handles, and the rear of the car eliminates the traditional window entirely, replacing it with a digital rear-view camera system that improves boot space and creates a profile unlike anything else in this segment. There is also a HALO display integrated into the bonnet, a lighting element that enables a form of human-vehicle interaction on the exterior. Small detail, enormous visual impact. Step inside and the philosophy deepens. A 35.4-inch 4K panoramic widescreen stretches the full width of the cockpit, paired with a 15.6-inch floating central control screen. The cockpit runs on Huawei's Harmony Space 5, supporting multi-screen interaction, customizable interface cards, and full integration with the autonomous driving stack. The seats are zero-gravity units with heating, ventilation, and massage as standard. High-end variants add an onboard refrigerator, executive rear seats with 8-position massage and 5-degree power recline, and a 4-zone air quality system. The interior trim options include natural birch veneer and Napa leather, materials chosen to feel less like a car cabin and more like a private lounge. This is not European luxury borrowed and rebranded. This is a car that understood what European luxury is supposed to feel like, and then built its own version of it from scratch. Now we get to what the Avatr 12 does when you press the accelerator. And this is where the car stops being impressive and starts being genuinely problematic for the competition. The 2026 Avatr 12, in its top tri-motor configuration, produces 955 horsepower. 955 horsepower from a 4-door luxury sedan that carries 5 passengers in complete comfort. The number that settles every argument is 2.71 seconds, 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. 2.71 seconds. The Porsche Taycan Turbo S, Porsche's most powerful, most expensive, most technologically advanced electric sedan, covers the same distance in 2.8 seconds. A Chinese luxury Grand Tourer is now faster off the line than the car Porsche built specifically to prove that nobody could touch them. And it does it at a price that makes the Taycan look like a completely different financial conversation. Beneath the numbers sits an electromagnetic suspension system that adjusts its damping 1,000 times per second. Every corner, every bump, every lane change, the car is reacting faster than any human driver could consciously register. Top speed runs between 220 and 240 kilometers per hour depending on configuration. For a vehicle of this size and this level of interior refinement, that figure belongs in a conversation that European manufacturers have spent decades insisting was exclusively theirs. The energy source powering all of this is a 98 kilowatt-hour CATL Qilin 6C battery. And the number that matters most here is the C rating. 6C means this battery can accept a charge at 6 times its own capacity rate. In practical terms, 30 to 80% in 10 minutes. You stop for a coffee, you come back, and you have effectively refueled a 955 horsepower luxury Grand Tourer in the time it takes to drink an espresso. The Porsche Taycan, the car Porsche has marketed for years as the benchmark for fast charging performance EVs, needs approximately 22 minutes for the same window. The BMW i5 takes longer still. CATL did not supply the Avatr 12 with a competitive battery. They supplied it with technology that makes the fastest charging European luxury EVs look like they belong to a previous generation. The extended range variant adds another dimension entirely. A 1.5-liter turbocharged generator works alongside dual rear motors and a 52 kilowatt-hour battery pack, delivering 350 kilometers of pure electric range and over 1,000 kilometers of total combined range. In a world where range anxiety remains the most cited barrier to electric vehicle adoption, the Avatr 12 in extended range configuration simply removes that barrier from the conversation. This is the part of the Avatr 12 story that the Western automotive press finds most uncomfortable. Because what Huawei has built into this car is not just technically impressive, it is historically significant. The 2026 Avatr 12 runs Huawei's Changan ADS4 autonomous driving system, anchored by Huawei's proprietary 896 line LiDAR, the highest resolution mass production automotive LiDAR currently deployed in any vehicle anywhere in the world. This sensor uses two laser receivers operating simultaneously, one wide-angle for full environmental awareness, one telephoto for long-range precision. Together they can detect an object the size of a shoebox from 120 meters away. At highway speed, in rain, in conditions where human vision would have already missed it. The complete sensor architecture consists of 15 cameras, 4 LiDAR units, and 6 radar systems, a 360-degree awareness layer with no blind spots. The Changan ADS4 software supports Level 3 autonomous operation, where regulations permit hands-free highway driving, automated lane changes, urban pilot mode in city traffic, and valet parking activated from your phone as you walk away from the vehicle. No current production vehicle from BMW carries this. No current production vehicle from Mercedes carries this. And the company that built it is the same company the United States spent years trying to contain. Every sanction appears to have made Huawei faster. The 896 line LiDAR is the clearest evidence of what that determination produces. For years, the Avatr 12 existed only in China. That allowed the rest of the world to keep it at a comfortable distance, to acknowledge it without having to reckon with what it meant. That distance is gone. In 2024, Avatr sold 73,606 vehicles, doubling its volume from the year before. Through 2025, the brand posted 10 consecutive months above 10,000 units, closing the year with annual sales surpassing 120,000 vehicles. The UAE launch in early 2025 quickly established Avatr as a recognized luxury name in a market where buyers know exactly what a Porsche costs, and started choosing something else. European expansion begins in 2026. The target is 50 countries by the end of this year and more than 80 by 2030. A Hong Kong IPO is in preparation, targeting up to $1 billion. This is not a company exploring international expansion. This is a company executing it. Here is what all of this means. The Avatr 12 is not a Chinese car that outperforms on one or two metrics while quietly falling short everywhere else. It is a luxury grand tourer that competes with, and in multiple critical categories, defeats the best that Porsche, BMW, and Mercedes have spent decades building. Faster than the Taycan Turbo S, charges faster than any luxury EV BMW sells, more advanced autonomous hardware than any production Mercedes offers, scissor doors, full-width panoramic display, Meridian audio, Huawei AI cockpit, at a price that makes the European competition look not just expensive, but genuinely difficult to justify. The people who wrote the dismissive headlines are now watching the Avatr 12 arrive in their cities. The executives who filed Chinese luxury EVs under not a serious threat are now sitting in strategy meetings that exist specifically because of this car. And the engineers at Porsche and BMW who did not take this seriously 5 years ago are taking it very seriously today. Because the car that was never supposed to exist is here. It is already winning. And the brands that built their reputations on being untouchable are quietly trying to figure out how to respond to something they never saw coming. China could not build a real luxury electric vehicle. That was the story. The Avatr 12 did not simply disprove that story. It made the people who told it look like they were never paying attention at all. I have pinned a question in the comments below. Is the Avatr 12 the most complete Chinese car ever built? Or is something even more dangerous already on its way? Drop your answer down there. And if you want to see what else China is preparing to send at the rest of the world, the next video is already waiting for you. Do not miss it.